Do you ever have habits that just won't die? Like, no matter how many times you think you have moved on, they come crawling back from the grave. Yeah, me too. And I'm calling these zombie habits because they're the ones that keep haunting you even after you swear you have buried them for good. For me, these weren't just bad habits. They were identity habits. And I talk a lot about that. Stuff I didn't even realize I was doing on autopilot that kept me stuck in the same cycle. Start strong, burn out, crash, repeat. And the scary part, they feel normal, comfortable, safe even. Until one day you realize you're living like a zombie, going through the motions but not actually alive. So today, I want to tell you the truth about the zombie habits that kept me stuck and how I finally buried them for good. Because until you kill these habits, you'll keep reliving the same story no matter how many fresh starts you have. Let's start here. Zombie habits don't necessarily look scary. They look normal. They look like, I'm going to start again Monday. I'll just have a little bit or one bite. And I've already messed up today, so I'm going to start over tomorrow or Monday or next month. Sound familiar? They sneak in, disguised as logic. But really, they're self-sabotage. For years, I was living with these same habits. Late night snacking, scrolling when I felt stressed, skipping movement because I was too tired. And every time I tried to change, these old behaviors would rise up, like they were waiting in the shadows for me to slip up. You can't outwork habits that live in your identity. You have to rewrite who you believe you are. So let's get into these. The first zombie habit that kept me stuck: waiting to feel ready. I told myself, I just need to get motivated again. But you see, motivation isn't a plan. It's a feeling, and feelings are very unreliable. Every time I waited to feel inspired, I would lose days, weeks, and sometimes months. And here's the truth, and I had to face it. Motivation doesn't come first. Action does. The moment I stopped waiting to do, the right thing and just did it, everything really shifted. I built momentum, and then that momentum created motivation. So, if you wait to feel ready, you are going to be waiting forever. The next one, and this one haunted me probably for decades, was the all or nothing mindset. It actually still comes up even today. So, if I could do everything perfectly, if I couldn't do everything perfectly, then I just wouldn't do anything at all. So one off-plan meal, then my whole day was ruined. If I missed my walk, then nope, I'm not going to walk the whole week. The whole week is done. If I didn't prep just perfectly or what I thought was perfect, I guess I'll just start over next month. That's the problem with all or nothing, because most of life will happen in the middle. And I had to learn that consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. If I messed up lunch, I could still win at dinner. And if I missed that walk, I could still stretch before I went to bed. The moment that I gave myself permission to live in the middle, I stopped quitting. Perfection is a trap, and it's dressed up as discipline. This one was my oldest zombie habit. Probably when I started eating food as a toddler, using food as comfort. Because from childhood, food meant everything. Love and celebration and safety and friendship and everything. But it also became how I coped. Lonely, I would eat. If I was tired, I would eat. If I was bored, I would eat. If I was sad, I would eat. I didn't even realize how automatic it was until one day I found myself eating an entire carton of ice cream, and it wasn't because I was hungry, but it was because I was tired of just feeling. And that's when I realized, well, a lot of it made me realize that I was addicted to food. And not just addicted to food, but addicted to the relief that food gave me. So I started creating new ways to get that feeling. So I would move. I would talk to a friend. I would journal or take a shower, do deep breathing. And over time, the urge to use food faded because I wasn't feeding the emotions with more emotions. You can't heal emotional hunger with physical food. Trust me, I have tried. It cannot be done. The fourth zombie habit was the voice in my head. It was that constant criticism. Why did you eat that? You're never going to get this. You're never going to do it right. Look at you starting over again. And for years, I thought that voice was helping me stay accountable. But really, it was killing my self-trust, because you cannot bully yourself into becoming your best self. And I had to learn to talk to myself like a coach and not a critic. To say, okay, that wasn't the best choice, but what is the next right one? That shift in self-talk really changed the game. You can't heal in a body that you keep attacking. So this last one is a sneaky killer, and trying to do everything at once. When I finally got really, really serious about losing weight and getting healthy, I would go all in. Perfect meal plan. I would write 2-hour workouts a day that I really, to be honest, knew I wasn't going to do. No fun, no life. And then 2 weeks later, of course, I had total burnout. That's the thing about extremes. They don't last. When I started focusing on the small and consistent actions instead, that's when I built the real momentum. So I started with 1 big salad a day, 1 walk a day, 1 early bedtime. Simple, repeatable, sustainable, because consistency beats intensity every single time. If it's not sustainable, then it's not success that's going to last. So, how did I finally bury these zombie habits for good? I didn't fight them. I replaced them. Instead of saying, I'm not doing that anymore ever again, I said, this is what I do now. So, old habit, emotional eating. The new habit, emotional awareness. Old habit, waiting for motivation. The new habit, just showing up on autopilot. Old habit, perfection. New habit, flexibility. And here's the key. I didn't try to kill them all at once. I tackled them one by one, because real transformation isn't a funeral, it's a resurrection. You don't kill bad habits by fighting them. You starve them by feeding better ones. So I'm halfway through my journey, and I've realized something wild. These zombie habits weren't even my enemy. They were my teachers. They showed me where I was still hurting, where I was still scared, where I was trying to fix old pain with old coping mechanisms. And when I started seeing them in that light, not as failures, but as feedback, it became easier just to let them go. Because healing isn't about deleting your past. It's about understanding it enough so you don't repeat it. Your old habits aren't proof you're broken. They're proof you've survived. So, if you've got your own zombie habits that keep coming back, those old behaviors that feel impossible to break, please hear me on this. They're not a sign you're weak. They're just patterns that you haven't rewritten yet. You don't have to be perfect to move forward. You just have to keep choosing differently one day at a time, because every small win is another shovel of dirt on the grave of the old you. And one day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that they're finally gone. The old you doesn't need to haunt you anymore. You can just let it rest. So, if this hit home for you and you're ready to finally bury your own zombie habits, that's exactly what we do inside the Walk With Me community. It's not just about food or fitness. It's about rewiring your habits, your mindset, your identity, so you can stop relapsing into the same old patterns and finally stay free. We're going to do this work together, day by day, step by step. So if you're ready to start building habits that don't die on you, click the link below and join the waitlist, because you don't have to fight your way through this alone. You just have to start showing up differently, and the community is going to help you do that. You can't become the new you while clinging to the old you. So grab a shovel. It's time to bury the habits that have been haunting you, and finally come back to life. And until our next spooky conversation, stay kind to yourself, eat like you love yourself, and keep going. You are doing better than you think. Bye for now.